Good morning, everybody. My name is Alma Koto, and today we're going to be talking about our 2021 Senior Seaglide project. In this presentation, we're going to be doing team introductions. We're going to be talking about what the Seaglide is, and we're going to talk about the 4 components of this project, which was our project management, our research, our documentation, our construction, and we're also going to talk about our teamwork on Microsoft Teams, and we're going to cover our year-end review. Again, my name is Alma Koto, and my primary role this year was project manager.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Asbury, and my primary role this year was documentation manager.
Hello, my name is Cornell Lartman. My primary role was research manager.
Hello, my name is Zion Dobbins, and my primary role was construction manager.
To give you a little background on what a Seaglide is, it's basically a robot that uses a little bit of energy, and it also has no propeller, and it changes its buoyancy when it's moving through the water.
Some of the Seaglide capabilities include dive and rise, which is how the Seaglide moves through water. It's able to rise and fall and control its buoyancy. Another one is a pressure sensor, which basically the deeper it goes, it's able to detect its pressure. And lastly, the temperature sensor, which will detect the temperature, which is important because we get to find out like if the temperature is different the deeper you go.
So as project manager, my main app throughout this project was Team Gantt. And in Team Gantt, I was able to assign tasks per individual. And I was also able to use contingencies in the program, which allowed me to make sure certain things were done before we moved on to another task. And the most helpful part of this program was the milestones, which kept us on schedule so that we could complete things by the actual due date and by the time that we were going to present them. I think Team Gantt was great for this project because it optimized project management, and I was able to use it for organization, for communication, for planning, and for tracking. And this picture here is an example of our Team Gantt for this project.
So for documentation, I used Onshape and OneNote primarily. And the 3 main important things with documentation managing was being inclusive, taking detailed notes, and of course, asking questions. Being inclusive is obviously important because you want to make sure you hear everything that everyone has to say, make sure you don't miss any ideas or anything, which also correlates to taking detailed notes. You have to make sure you write everything down so that if you come back at a later date, you have everything there in front of you. And asking questions, if you miss something or don't understand something, you ask questions so that you can get it in the notes properly.
For research management, basically I provided background on the Seaglide and Seaglide programming and the sensors. So for background on the Seaglide, basically we have to first come to an understanding of what a Seaglide is and what are some changes that we can also make. And so basically we try to incorporate different sensors, like length for temperature or pressure or light. And we have to understand, and I also did some research on programming on the Seaglide so we can come to an understanding of what electronics can progress throughout the Seaglide.
Construction management, it was actually pretty simple because all you had to do was just follow the steps. Make sure you didn't forget any parts or lose any parts. But then at home though, it was kind of difficult. Just because like you're at home, you get distracted a lot, or you might have some family emergencies, and that delays the time or date that you can actually finish the project early or on time or something like that. So the pros and cons of doing that, I would have to say is the soldering and putting wires together. It was actually kind of difficult just because of like small materials and like the steady hand of things. But the easy part was like putting it together. So like with the water bottle or the tubes, putting all that together, it was actually kind of fun and simple to do. My apologies. Teamwork on Microsoft Teams came in handy with this project. So during the synchronous time, so during class, we had a breakout room of Microsofts. We got together, talked about what was needed for the project or what ideas we had, and stuff like that. We also uh, got each other's phone numbers so we could talk over the weekend, stuff like that. And did most of that. During the asynchronous teamwork, we used OneNote, OneShape, and Canva. Like all the time, but we wasn't communicating with each other. So it was okay though. But in doing the individual work, we used team GAN communication, consistent updates. So we did all that by ourselves, but we also checked in with one another.
Overall, we had a pretty good year in review. I think the key thing for this project was communication, just because it really is a thing that had to bounce from house to house and we weren't able to be in one space working together. Team Game really did help for tasks and task management because we were able to, well, I was able to delegate who was doing what. And even though we weren't always in the roles that we have taken the most pride in, we were able to work together and get things done. And the Seaglide glider overall, I think, especially as a high school project, has been something really fun and really interesting to be a part of and to be able to construct. And I think it's a really good thing for social distancing learning, just because we have been able to take part in this project, to transition this project, and to learn despite difficulties of being separated. We want to thank everybody for your time, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and thank you for watching.